Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 upcoming games coming out in 2022 because man, this is going to be a big year for video games. And you know what? There's so many video games that haven't even been shown yet. Like, these are the games that we know about that are coming in 2022, or at least they plan on coming out in 2022 as of this recording. But yeah, there's some games that haven't even been revealed yet. Like Nintendo themselves, they usually reveal a game 3 months before it comes out, which is a really nice system, unless it's for their bigger projects, but still, that's a really cool system. But I actually really like the way they do that. It gives room to hype still, while also the game coming out fairly soon after it's revealed. But there's still stuff like that where we don't know what all is coming out in 2022, so this is just a list before an even bigger list. Let's go ahead and go through my top 10 upcoming games that I am so excited about. And we will probably share some of the games in this list, and we probably won't. So please let me know in the comments below what you're excited about in 2022. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. Splatoon 3 is one of those where I'm curiously optimistic about it because I'm not a real big Splatoon fan. I played Splatoon 2 for like a couple hours, I want to say. I played some of the multiplayer, and I played some of the campaign. And I gotta say, the story mode in Splatoon 2 is not great. I didn't even finish it because it's not really a story mode. It's more of an obstacle course with a loose story in it. I just didn't really get into the world, into the lore very much because, again, it's just an obstacle course. And while it's a good obstacle course, don't get me wrong, it was very fun in the sense that, you know, you're doing these puzzles and stuff with your ink mechanics. That's really cool. But the world, you know, you're in this floating dimension, right? Like, you're in this floating void like Super Mario Sunshine. And it kinda annoys me that they went this route. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know the Splatoon franchise is focused on multiplayer. But if you're going to add a story mode, then add decent levels that make it look like it's in the world of Splatoon. But where was I again? Oh yeah, Splatoon 3. It's something I'm looking forward to, but I am cautiously going into it. I'm probably going to get it because I actually do really enjoy the gameplay of Splatoon 2. I'm just not a big fan of how they did some of the aspects of the multiplayer. Like, you can't change your loadouts in-game, or you can only play on like a certain amount of stages in a day or in a time frame, which I didn't really like, and just stuff like that I just wasn't really into. But maybe those will change in Splatoon 3, or, you know, I'll maybe like those aspects, or, you know, get used to those aspects in Splatoon 3. I want to see more about this game. The trailer, the teaser for it has me intrigued for what this game might actually be. If the story mode is anything like some of the shots we've seen of the Inkling in the desert and stuff, that is hype. I will really enjoy those aspects if that is the story mode, and if those are actually going to be actual areas and actual environments for you to explore. Also, there's a bow, so there's another point for Splatoon 3. Forspoken is a weird one. On one hand, I'm really excited for it. It looks amazing, incredible. The effects and the magic is what has me most intrigued. That and the traversal, holy crap, the way that she just flies around in this acrobatic supersonic speed, it's really intriguing. It's like if you were to take the swinging mechanics in Spider-Man but do it on the ground. Like, it looks so fun to pull off that she just does it like instantly. It's really cool. Obviously, I don't know how it plays out in gameplay, but from the visual standpoint, it looks incredible. Not only that, but like the magic, like I said, looks very, you know, has a nice wide variety, it seems like. You know, there's one where she shoots rocks like a machine gun. There's ice powers. There's all this weird stuff. Like, I'm really excited for the combat and all that. What I'm not so excited about is kind of the premise. I don't really know exactly what they're going for in terms of story. Like, the main protagonist is from the modern world, and she gets sucked into this fantasy world, which is a neat concept. It's just not one that I'm that all excited about. I'll have to wait for the actual game itself. Obviously, I can't judge it now, but I don't know. I think I would rather it just be, you know, all about the fantasy world. Like, she was born and raised, you know, obviously in that world. So, I mean, it does give us a fish out of water character, you know, into this world that we don't know about. But still, I think I would rather it just be the fantasy. Like, hearing her use like modern terms and like modern language just seems a bit weird. But other than that, I'm really excited for this game. And it's actually coming out really soon, like sooner than I was expecting for this kind of game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is another Kirby game that's kind of taking a 3D approach to Kirby, which fans have been wanting for years now. But I don't know if it's like a 3D approach in the same vein as Mario Odyssey or something to that aspect, because it looks to me like it's in a 3D-ish environment, but you're still going in a linear fashion. Kind of like Mario 3D World in a sense, except instead of being in this void with an obstacle course, you're actually in a world with different environments and stuff. So that's actually pretty exciting. I wonder how the game is going to be played throughout these sections, because it does look like it's in a section. Like, it looks like it's in these, you know, corridor kind of sections. So I kind of hope the game does eventually open up, you know, even if it's just like for little open areas, you know, maybe there's a hub of some kind. I don't know. Something to kind of open it up and kind of let you explore a little beyond these corridor looking areas. But yeah, other than that, I think the actual setting is pretty cool. It's basically Kirby and Nier Automata, which is kind of exciting. It's weird how Nintendo has been leaning into the post-apocalyptic setting recently with like Breath of the Wild, Kirby, and Splatoon 3, but I'm kind of here for it. Get Kirby into this weird land and have him save Waddle Dees and stuff. It's interesting how this is all set up. We still don't know a ton about this game. And honestly, that's the most exciting part, is that we're going to be able to find out more next year. I'm so torn on Elden Ring because on one hand, this game looks amazing. It's an open world Dark Souls game, which is kind of the thing that has me most hesitant about the game, the Dark Souls part. While I like the open world and how you can ride a horse around and, you know, there's all these huge boss battles and stuff, it also plays like Dark Souls, and that has me very nervous because I've never been able to get into a Dark Souls game. I've tried, believe me. I'm currently playing through Demon Souls, and I keep getting my butt whooped. So having another new game in the kind of Dark Souls-like gameplay has me a bit hesitant. But when I see the actual gameplay of it, it looks so fun. I want to play this game, even though I know I'm going to be so bad at it. I want to try out the magic because the magic looks really cool, looks really in depth. And just exploring the world, like actually exploring an open world, riding around on a horse, it actually looks really fun. So I'm probably going to get it, but maybe not right away. I want to wait to see if maybe other people who have trouble getting into Dark Souls will also be liking this game. I don't know. I'm torn because it looks so fun. It's one of those games where I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually going to enjoy playing this, but it just looks, even from someone who doesn't like Dark Souls, who has trouble getting into the series, it just looks so fun. Like, it looks so interesting. I don't have too much to say on God of War Ragnarok because we haven't seen too much of it. The fact that they're continuing Kratos and his son Atreus' journey throughout this, you know, foreign land. Yeah, I'm excited for this game. I'm excited for new mechanics, new enemies, new characters. I'm excited to see what Thor's relation to all of this is. Seems like he's a bad guy, but who knows, maybe he's actually a good guy. But because this is God of War, you're probably going to have to kill him and rip off his head. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But honestly, I'm really excited because I love these characters that they've introduced in a newer, modern fashion. You know, this Kratos is more of a character than the Kratos in the past. And his relationship with his son is just so endearing and so interesting because it's a father trying to connect with his son, and that's very not relatable, but it's just so I love seeing it on screen. I love when he tells stories to him, you know, in the boat in the first game, and it's honestly just something to look forward to just for these characters alone. You know, I'm sure the gameplay is going to be great too, and I hope they, you know, make the gameplay a bit more interesting for longer runs. I hope they change some things with the combat, you know, make it feel more fresh and new without changing the whole system. But overall, yeah, I'm really excited for this one. And that's no surprise because it was one of the best games when it came out, the year that it came out in. I believe it was 2018, but I can't be sure. I'm sure my future self will insert it here. Thanks, man. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I've already talked about my excitement for this game in length in another video, so I'll link the video down below if you want to see more of my thoughts on it. But basically, Sea of Stars looks incredible. It's kind of a Chrono Trigger inspired JRPG, minus the J because it's not a Japanese developer. But man, it looks so beautiful. The pixel art, the combat, the characters, the fact that they have more to show. Like the little showcase that they did in the Indie World showcase showed a ton of the game, but it didn't show a lot. There's still more to see and do. I'm so excited for this game. And again, more thoughts on it in a different video, but I am so hyped for this game that it managed to crack this list. And yeah, I can't wait to play this game. I really, really enjoy the look of it. And I trust the developers because they made The Messenger, and I love The Messenger, so I trust these guys. Pokémon Legends Arceus. It's such a weird and interesting premise. Pokémon Legends Arceus, the most excited I've been for a Pokémon game, trying something new in quite some time. I was excited for Pokémon Sword and Shield, because obviously that was a next-gen Pokémon game, but this is something different. This is taking the Pokemon formula and turning it on its head, because instead of going out and beating gyms, you're out catching Pokemon. You know, like the main objective is going out and catching Pokemon, instead of the main objective being beating the gyms, and then on the side, oh, if you could just fill out the Pokedex, that'd be great, thank you. This is the main thing, and I love that premise. I love that you're catching Pokemon to research on them, even though it's probably going to be catch this many Pokemon to learn all this about it, but I don't care. This is such a great idea for a game. That, and it's being taken place in the past of the Sinnoh region. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited for this game. While I am mixed on the art style, not the art style, the graphics, the graphical, you know, the textures and stuff, some of them can look great. Like the latest trailer for the game, I'm super pumped after seeing the trailer. But there are some sections where I'm like, the lighting doesn't look great there, and the textures seem very muddy here. But at the same time, I'm really excited just to play the game. I'm excited to hide in the grass and, you know, catch a Pokemon by surprise. Having battles just in the world itself instead of in these empty voids that Pokemon team call a battle arena. Just being able to catch a Pokemon right there in game, you know, without going to a separate battle scene to catch the Pokemon, it's just so cool. And I'm so excited just to go around and catching Pokemon on a fish while I ride by and stuff. I'm so excited for this game. I don't think I can say much on it other than it's coming out soon and I can't wait to play it and review it. Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. Bet you didn't see this one coming. For those that don't know, and I don't really talk too much on Dragon Quest because there hasn't been a ton of opportunity to. I mean, like, newer Dragon Quest. Obviously, Dragon Quest XI came out, and everyone seems to love that game. I'm still currently playing through it, and I have some mixed feelings on it, to be honest. That said, my first Dragon Quest was Dragon Quest IX, if that tells you anything. And for those that don't know, Dragon Quest IX plays very differently from other Dragon Quests. It adds some new things, new elements. It doesn't really have a cast of characters, a pre-established cast of characters. It has created characters throughout. So you don't really get attached to the characters themselves, like your party members and stuff. Only the fact that you created them are you attached to them. They don't have any pre-existing backstory or anything like that. But that's to say, I am so excited for Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. I love the art style of the HD 2D look. The pixel art with the diorama 3D look to it. I love that aesthetic. And when they showed it off in Octopath Traveler, I thought the game looked amazing, but I also had this one little problem with that particular art style, and that was the colors. The colors were like muted, and there's this bloom to it all that I really didn't like. However, with Dragon Quest III, they seem to perfected this art style. I don't see so much of a bloom now. Now the colors are so vibrant and they pop so well. That and the battles look so good. The battles start with the party members being shown, and then when you attack, that's when it goes to the classic, the camera zooms in on the enemy and then an attack hits them. And then it goes back to showing the party members and stuff. It's so lovingly crafted, and I just can't wait to experience this game. Because I've actually never played Dragon Quest III. The only Dragon Quest games I've played are Dragon Quest VIII, Dragon Quest IX, and 11. And I've dabbled in 4, 5, 6, and 7. But the original trilogy, never touched before. So I'm excited to play Dragon Quest III, especially in this art style. I'm waiting to play it in this art style. I hope it comes out really soon, but we just don't know when it comes to Dragon Quest, honestly. Horizon Forbidden West looks sick. The way that Aloy traverses this world is incredible. She zips onto structures. She can dive now in the water and just swim like with this alligator machine. Like, the traversal mechanics that they added in this game really does open up the game to all these different kinds of possibilities. They improved on the climbing mechanic, which they mentioned, but I don't really know how that applies to this game, because in the previous game, Aloy would only climb structures with yellow or white on it. That's a kind of standard, typical climbing mechanic element, to kind of show the player where you can climb and where you can't climb. But in this one, I don't know, they might do away with that and make it more of a Breath of the Wild climbing mechanic where you can climb almost any structure. But because this is more of a realistic approach to climbing, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be just you can climb more structures that don't necessarily have a yellow paint on it. Aloy also has like a paraglider, kind of like Link in Breath of the Wild. I'm going to be making a lot of comparisons because I see it and I'm like, oh, that's a nice, little nod. Not saying that Horizon has taken a lot from Breath of the Wild, but paraglider, yeah, that's definitely a familiar mechanic. But honestly, the way it's done in this game is really cool. It's like high-tech, futuristic. It looks really cool, and like the weight she experiences when she goes down is so realistic. How she kind of swings back and forth, and you can feel, even without playing the game, you can feel the weight of her just, as she's slowing, just floating down. Honestly, that's the most I'm excited for about this game, is the movement. You can actually dive in the water, which is something that I didn't really think about wanting in a Horizon game, but I'm here for it, because now when I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, wow, do I just want to like dive in the water, but like it just seems so stale just swimming on top of the water, not being able to really go underneath. You can like stealthily hide underwater, but you can't really explore the underwater realm. Also, another aspect that excites me the most is the fact that it seems like they are improving the melee combat, which is something I've had a pet peeve with Horizon Zero Dawn. And especially like when you're fighting humans too. Like it seems like they've really doubled down on fighting humans, which is another aspect that annoyed me with Horizon Zero Dawn. Fighting the machines in Horizon Zero Dawn is really cool because you have to like add some strategy to it. With humans though, it's like the AI is stupid. The people are just kind of standing there in the open. And when you hit them, it's like hitting a machine. The sound effects, the impact, it all just feels off. And it just feels weird to do. But in this game, it really does seem like they're upping their game when it comes to the human AIs, while also maintaining some impact when you hit people. It really does seem like they improved on the combat in every way, shape, or form. You know this one had to come up eventually. Breath of the Wild 2, or the sequel to Breath of the Wild, or Breath of the Wild Ganon's Return. I just wish we could have the name of this game. Honestly, that's all I want at this point, is just Breath of the Wild, or just something of the wild, something that tells us a little bit about what's going on in this game. And I understand that the reason that they haven't shown off the title is because it has something to do with the in-game mechanic, or it has something to do with either the story or it's a mechanic in the game. It's a spoiler, but like just show off that aspect so we can know the name of this game for once. But that aside, I'm so excited for this game. They've shown off teases of this game, just small glimpse of what this game has, and the fact that there's a sky world and there's what seems to be caves, also like a cave system. So they have both the sky and the underground covered. This game has been in development for quite some time. It's honestly surprising that it's taking this long for a sequel to come out. But I get it, in the first Breath of the Wild, they had to cut a lot of content out because they wanted to do so much with the game. And now, this is the game that they can actually do that with. Maybe we'll get the Minish village that I've been wanting since the first game. Being able to shrink down to, the Minish size and exploring a totally new village that sounds really exciting to me. Or the potential of riding a Loftwing again. It's, there's so much to speculate on, and we don't really know what's going on in this world. We know that there's sky, and that there's floating islands again, which is really exciting. And I hope that there's more to do in these floating islands than there was in Skyward Sword, which is one of my biggest complaints about Skyward Sword, is that the Sky Realm was very barren and empty. But in this one, it seems like they know what to do with the sky. It seems like, there's some mystery behind it. There's some weird structures going on. That and like the abilities, the new abilities that we don't know if it's tied to the Sheikah Slate or not. And it seems like Link's arm is the new Sheikah Slate, which has me thinking that maybe Zelda might be playable with a Sheikah Slate. I don't know. She's been theorized to be playable. And honestly, I'm in that camp. I really think that she can be playable, and that she would add a different moveset of some kind, or maybe different abilities, like different runes from like the Sheikah Slate and stuff. Or maybe she has the old Sheikah Slate with like the old abilities, and Link has this new found abilities. I don't know. And honestly, that has me really excited for this game. The fact that they spent so long working on it, they're adding so many ideas, and maybe hopefully they add some new cool looking enemies and outfits, and I'm so excited for this game. I'm so excited to hear the title. I just want to see a full-blown reveal of this game. Showing off the major gimmick, because they're hiding a major gimmick to this game. Like either a Loftwing or Zelda being playable. Something big is hidden within this game. And I just can't wait to see what it is. So yeah, those are my top 10 upcoming games this year, and wow, what a list. Honestly, this year is becoming the 2017 of video games, and I am here for it. Banger after banger. This seems like it's going to be a bad year for our wallets, but my goodness, is it going to be incredible. Let me know down in the comments below what you're most excited for. Is it anything I mentioned on this list, or are you excited about something that's not on this list? Let me know down below, and let's talk down there. Let's get excited for what's to come in the video game industry. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. God bless.